everyone, and welcome to another live stream where I'll be working on Dino-Defenders Extreme. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today as well. So we've got this frame from episode 2 here, and I'm basically going to be trying to turn this from night to day. But actually before that, I wanted to see if I still had the background that I'd done as a watercolour, to see if I could actually because I think I painted it in the daytime to begin with, so we'll have a look. Hello David, how you doing? I do, here it is. So here's the watercolour. See, now I painted the background blue because I knew it was going to be nighttime, but actually I can reuse this frame. We're going to be zoomed in on a part of it anyway, so we don't have to do the full DDO. Actually, I'm going to move it into this frame first. Let's apply that. Move it back into this frame. Okay, yep, yeah, that's okay. I'm just going to move that like this, so then now I can kind of see where we're at. Okay, so that is meant to be like line it up with what we've done here. Okay, that works better. How's your day, asked David, and thoughts on Ghostbusters? Yeah, today's going good. Just was looking forward to getting to work on this, and then yeah, had a bit of a non-eventful morning. We just chilled with my wife and the baby. Had a lazy Sunday morning, and then was like, oh, I'm going to live stream, and then I'm going on a walk later or after the live stream to make sure get your exercise in the day, what you can during this lockdown or whatever. Yeah, no, it's going good. How's your day? And Ghostbusters, I like Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Obviously number 1 is better than number 2, but I think number 2 has some charm to it. Number 2 was actually the first one I saw when I was little. I like those movies, and I've even watched a couple of episodes also of the animated series when I was little, and I think I've got on the DVD, I've got some of the episodes come with the DVD. And that's funny because there was the other TV show, Ghostbusters Extreme, right? The animated show, which is one of the inspirations for the title of Dino-Defenders Extreme, because it was like trying to capture that 90s animated series feel. And if you shove extreme in the title, that's it's always a win. Hello, the Acro. The Acro 34 says hello. So what I'm doing today, because on one of the last streams you guys sussed out, or I mean it wasn't really sussed out, I basically told you guys, it was a few streams ago actually, that Rose is still alive. So we're going to do a shot, hopefully, of Rose being pulled out of the lagoon water. Hello, Titan of Serpents. Hello, Never Not So Clever at This. He says, good morning, Jack. I specifically stayed up to catch this. No pressure. Well, no pressure, no pressure. Make it entertaining. So we're just rubbing out these characters, because what I want to do, I think that'll be enough, is I want to cut out this wood. Cut out the wood. Cut out the wood. The Luxter says, hello. Hello, the Luxter. How are we doing? David says, what would your story be for dinosaur movies for the future? What would your story be for dinosaur movies for the future? It would be like Dino-Defenders Extreme. That's exactly, your answer is you're watching me create my answer for that question. Oh, bollocks. I'm good, the Acro. I'm good. Okay, just got to carefully cut this out. Like so. I actually do want to cut like the whole thing out. So actually if I do this. The monster of monsters says, I have materialized from the stratosphere. Hello there. Monster of monsters. Alexa says, I'm alright. I'm just editing something I wrote in notes inspired by the JP novel. Nice. Nice. I've actually been doing something to do with Jurassic Park this week. Not official capacity, just my own little thing. I'll show you. So I think I can't remember if I showed this last stream, but I bought this sticker book. This one here. The Ultimate Sticker Book. And when I was a kid, I used to collect sticker books, like the football ones, and there was a Jurassic Park and Lost World one, and a few others. But I saw this one in the store, and I was interested in picking it up, just for curiosity's sake, you know, because it's actually features the best moments of all 5 movies. That's what it says, or all films, and that's what it does. And it starts off with the timeline of events. So I didn't expect this, but it's got our timeline in it from the Masrani Global Backdoor. 2 pages of it as well. Even mentions like Subject V2, the Raptor, from the Masrani Global Backdoor, and it even has like, you know, pages specifically about like Isla Nublar, and then Isla Sorna comes up in here, and all this sort of stuff. Like it goes through everything. And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna relive my childhood. I don't buy like the toys or anything like that. I'm not a big collector of anything, but when something brings together all 5 movies, that's what I like. And you can tell they're gearing up for Dominion with this book. There's a page where it says like characters, humans, that's what it says, and it's got like all of the characters that we know and love. It's even got the Kirbys on there. The Kirbys are there. Zach and Gray, Maisie at the bottom there. You know, Tim and Lex at the top. Oops, got some spare stickers. But I bought a pack of stickers. Obviously, I can't turn around because it's got my address on it. But like, I bought a pack of stickers, and I'm going to make a video where I talk about this sticker book more in detail and open the stickers and see what we get. Just for a bit of fun, just for a bit of harmless Jurassic fun. You know, be man children, be a man child for a second. You know, I thought, why the heck not? Anyway, where were we? The Acro Faithful says, I've been wondering what your favourite dinosaur is. My favourite dinosaur is the Amargasaurus. Alright, so let's see if we can change the colour or up the brightness of this. And then, because like I said, we're going to be zoomed in on this, so it's not going to need to be 100% right. I mean, that might work. And then this. Like so. I mean, this is going to be really rough to begin with, but we'll get there. Titan of Seb says, we all know the real reason. It's because you wanted to play with stickers. Well, the thing is, like, I thought, I'm curious what's inside this sticker book, because it's combining all 5 movies, and I hadn't had anyone talk about it online or anything. And I did say to myself, I was like, if it's just like a regular sticker book with just pictures of like Alan Grant and stuff, it doesn't go into detail, I'll give it to my nephew. I think he might have already got it though, but I'll give it to my nephew, and who loves everything Jurassic, But then when I saw that our timeline was in it, I was like, okay, I'm going to tell my sister to buy little Charlie this, or I'll pick it up for him. Pick him up a copy, which I've yet to hear back off her, actually. And I'll keep this one, and mainly because it's my own interest in the fact that they've used stuff from our websites as kind of like a memento of like our work on Jurassic affecting the rest of the franchise, if you know what I mean. So that's why I tend to like to keep stuff that is to do with what myself and Tim wrote. The Luxter says, I was writing about 2 workmen being attacked by raptors when Arnold took Muldoon to the fence. When Arnold told Muldoon the fences were down for hours. Oh, nice. Nice. Okay, I do want to... That's okay, I don't need that frame anymore. I don't need this anymore because I've already got it here. So let me cut out... I mean, let me open up the frame. The background's mainly going to be blurred, that's the thing. You're not really going to see the background too much, but I wanted to just open up this frame here. I still haven't fixed the size of the door in this frame yet. Okay. Yeah, so the parasol on this is going to have to be closed. Have you seen any Clint Eastwood directed movies? Yeah, I've seen a few. I can't remember what though. I saw, was it $1 Million Baby or something? I didn't like it. It was too depressing. It wasn't really my cup of tea. I think he directed that one. If he directed Gran Turismo, I think I liked that one. I think that's what it was called. Acro34 says, what do you think of the possible comeback of the Spinosaurus in Jurassic World Dominion? We'll have to wait and see, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. The old Spino. We just have to wait and see though. The Monster of Monsters says, if they bring it back just for the sake of Rexy killing it, I'm not exactly the happiest person. For me, anything like that in Jurassic, it's like, for me, its context is key. Like, if you say, oh, they're just bringing it back to let the T-Rex kill it, it's like, yeah, okay, if that's the reason, if that's the context you're bringing it back for, yeah, that sucks. But if they bring it back for a different reason, and it's awesome and the context is great, and then the T-Rex still kills it, it's like, okay, I'm on board. Context is key with everything for me. Nice. Never Not So Clever at this has caught a rewatch of Into the Storm recently. Forgot how silly the flick is. What is your favourite disaster porn genre? Twister doesn't count. What's my favourite genre of disaster movies? Or do you mean what's my favourite disaster movie? And Twister doesn't count. That's a good question. What is my favourite disaster movie that isn't Twister? It has to be natural disaster, right? That's what you're asking. Would Fallen Kingdom count with the volcano? No, I'm joking. That doesn't count because it's all about dinosaurs. It's not about the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I used to watch Volcano a lot when I was a kid, the Tommy Lee Jones film, but that's not exactly a good film. It's cheesy as heck. But Armageddon, Deep Impact, they're pretty good. Preferably natural disaster. I don't know. I honestly, that question stumped me because I think like a natural disaster, and we're talking about like, the film I actually find like to be good, or because I can watch like Dante's Peak. I do like watching those movies, but in terms of like if they're actually good, that's a whole different question. Dante's Peak is pretty good. I'd say Dante's Peak is a better volcano movie than Volcano, but it's also not as... doesn't have enough volcano-ness in it. Does that make sense? Like, I was expecting more lava bombs and lava in general. But then if we're talking disaster movies, like where something goes wrong, I absolutely love the film Alive, which is directed by Frank Marshall, but that's not a natural disaster. It's got avalanches in it, but it's based on the true story of the rugby team who resort to cannibalism to survive in the Andes Mountains. It's such a great movie, really well done. And I also like Apollo 13, and Life of Pi is a good one as well. But they're not exactly like natural disaster movies. But Twister is my favourite. I don't really have a favourite Al Pacino film, David. Because I haven't really watched many Al Pacino films. He's also one of those actors, like, I can tell he's a good actor and I can see why people like him, but I've never got the draw. I've never got like why Al Pacino is... Well, I mean, I can see why people like him, but it's just there's something about him and his acting style and stuff that I'm just like, it doesn't gel with my tastes. Hell, hey, Ilya. The Luxter says, I wonder if the Ceratosaurus in Cap Cretaceous Season 2 will be killed, considering the DPG says the dinosaur is extinct. Does the DPG say it's extinct? I don't think it says it's extinct, does it? What do you do with Jurassic Park comics and games, says David. I keep them in a box. That's what I do with them. The Lux says, yeah, its name is marked in red. That poster, the names marked in red were just chosen at random. Well, I mean, they were chosen to be... They were dinosaurs you just weren't going to see on screen. That isn't a confirmation of them being extinct list, that poster. I know that caused a lot of grief for a lot of fans to try and work that out. because it says, you know, dinosaurs are mortal, but that poster isn't a reflection of actually what's happening. It's just a in-universe propaganda poster to build sympathy for the dinosaurs. And we just thought, for a gimmick, we would mark all those in red, which weren't going to appear in Fallen Kingdom. So I don't want to go into it, David. Like, I don't want to go into the story I would tell in a comic book, because, you know, you never know. One day maybe I'll be in a position to do that, and I don't want the whole thing to be spoiled on a stream from late 2020. You never know what the future holds. The Acro says, I have a question, not that I have a problem with it, but there is not voice acting. Are you talking about Dino-Defenders? Is that what you mean? There's no voice acting in Dino-Defenders. That was an active choice, because to get actual voice actors, it would have been, one, expensive, and two, I don't think it would have been as satisfactory as I would have liked. So that's why I'm doing it like a motion comic web series cartoon show. And just go from there. If someone wants to go and voice act it, then by all means do it. Add your own voices on top of it, and then send me the link, and then I'll see how it looks. Maybe I'll get people to voice act it afterwards. Yeah, the so that confused people. We just decided to turn those red because we were like, oh, let's update the poster, so it's like they're trying to drum up more support. They update their poster, but it backfired, because everyone suddenly thought that poster was going to be like the be all and end all of what's actually alive and what's extinct, and it's like, no. Basically, I regret making that poster, because it was just too much of a bloody mission to explain to people what the intentions were. And ironically enough, it was based on a poster that was seen on set. The dinosaur names that were in red were different. They had loads of species on this poster that weren't in the canon. It was just made. I wish I kind of just kept it like that, because then people would have realized it. But we thought we'd try and be clever with it, but then it was trying to be too clever, really. And it kind of backfired, and now people seem to think that poster is, or some people seem to think that poster is like an actual list of what's alive and what's dead. It's like, no, just ignore it. It's just meant to be a fun, stupid poster that drums up support for how the dinosaurs are mortal. And also, I designed the red dots. So the names in red were also designed to look like blood dripping down and pooling up at the bottom. And then we figured what dinosaurs should be in red. And I kind of wish I'd just put the T-Rex in red, because then that would have made everyone realise that it wasn't accurate. Time of Serpent says, I started watching a movie last night called Barracuda from 1978, a movie clearly inspired by Jaws. I haven't seen that. I have heard of it. I kind of wish. I fancy watching that, actually. Maybe I'll look it up. Where did you watch it? I love watching old Jaws, like rip-offs, like Piranha and stuff. No, I haven't seen Master and Commander, David. Acro says, okay, thank you for the answer, and I love how you have the Megaraptor as the main antagonist. Did you choose this species because you don't see people using obscure medium-sized dinosaurs? I chose the Megaraptor because I thought, well, one, I knew I was going to use the Megalosaurus, and obviously when you start looking up the Megalosaurus, it's not, you're linked very quickly to the Megaraptor, and I thought it'd be quite funny in a show called Dino-Defenders Extreme to have two species that have mega in the name. So it's like Mega Raptor, Megalosaurus, and all this sort of stuff. And then when I started looking into the Mega Raptor, I was like, this is perfect. Like this Allosaur type dinosaur is a beast. Like it's got these huge claws on its hands, and it's really cool. And I just thought, I haven't seen many people use it and stuff, so why not make it the star, or one of the star creatures of Dino-Defenders Extreme. Ellosaurus Rex asks, what's your favourite T-Rex design from the Jurassic Park / World series? Maybe the CGI doe T-Rex. So the CGI female T-Rex from the Lost World. Specifically the CGI one. Like that shot where Roland Tembo comes out to go shoot it, and it stands there and does that roar down towards the ground and then runs off snapping at someone like that, and that thing looks so cool. Okay, we've done that. Again, this is all going to be blurred, so I'm not like 100% worried about what it's going to look like, but at the same time, yeah, the Luxtor, the Segisaurus is really a kind of hidden dinosaur of the Jurassic movies. Okay, let me open up that frame I looked at a minute ago. Yellow. They're yellow. So we want to get I'm gonna make it out of this, and then so if we make it like this, and then I can turn it to yellow afterwards. Again, it's going to be blurred, so it's not going to be too much of an issue. Although it is grey, so I don't know how well this is going to turn out, but we'll see. I can make it yellow anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And now I just want to get the background. Never Not So Clever at This says he's one guy, it takes a lot to get the idea mobilized. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, it's like, if I did get voice actors, you know, I have to wait on them to be responsible for this series that in all honesty, I don't see people being overly committed to as much as, let's say, Luke, who does the score, is, who believes in the project. I have to get people to really believe in it and really be willing to help out. But if I'm on like a time schedule, I have to wait for them to get the stuff done. Like I'd rather do the voice acting after I've got it all finished, because then I can sit down and work with them on the timing and the beats and how they're meant to sound and all that sort of stuff, and I can actually work with them. Whereas if I'm working on the series at the same time, I'm waiting for them to do the voice acting. It's a lot more complicated to do. So I figured, you know what, if I do the voice acting, it will come after I've done all this, and then maybe I'll release a version that has voice acting in it. But at the same time, it's like, am I going to get professionals? Am I going to get people who take the job seriously? And I know, like, those worries, you know, you won't know unless you actually just go for it, whether those worries are justified or not. But we'll see. I think after I've got the project done, that'll be the best time to do voice actors. Elosaurus Rex asks, have you ever played Call of Duty? I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 when that first came out with my friend Will, and I believe we completed it together. We did like a co-op thing. Or did we complete it, or did we got up to one level and then we got stuck, and then we were going to come back to it and we never did. But I think we got very, very close to the end, or we did complete it. I can't remember. It was so long ago. And I played the Nazi Zombies, the first Nazi Zombies World at War, Call of Duty World at War, which is actually on this channel. If you look up, look through my videos. If you go to my videos on my channel and sort by oldest first, so you get the older videos first, it's not too far down that list. You'll find me and Will playing through all 4 of the original Nazi Zombies on Call of Duty, which is my favourite thing Call of Duty's ever done. And then I don't think I've ever played any more Call of Duty. I think that's where my Call of Duty days end. It was like one summer of being obsessed with it, and then years of being obsessed with the Nazi zombie levels. But that was more just a social thing. Whenever I hang out with Will, we'd be like, oh, let's play a game of Nazi Zombies, because it'd be just fun to play it rather than playing it for the actual story of the game or anything like that. Oh, it's on Tubi. Okay. Cheers, man. I do have access to that because I've got a VPN, so I can watch it. Ooh, Barracuda's on there. Ooh, that's exciting. I'll be watching that soon. Hello, Tim. Hello, Timothy. How are we doing? The man, the myth, the legend. The Luxter says, I wonder how Lockwood/Hammond got the DNA for the stuffed Dimetrodon, since there were no mosquitoes when it lived. The Luxter, they're statues. They're not stuffed dinosaurs or animals. They're statues. I've made a video on that, actually. If you go on my channel, it's not and look up statues or stuffed, the Lockwood, you'll find out, because I go into it. I find the evidence for why they're actually statues. Not to mention, you know, I asked Colin Trevorrow this exact question when we met up with him, and he said, yeah, they're statues. Jack Ewins is a man on a mission, says Tim. Man on a mission. Yes, I am. I have a mission to work on this series and get it done. So again, this is all going to be blurred in the background, so I'm not too worried about getting the details all correct. But I do want to change this to yellow. Oh, that's good, actually. Yes, we did, didn't we? We walked around the Lockwood set in real life, and they said they were statues to us at the time, I remember. They're like dioramas. Yeah, the article is was wrong. They assumed it was stuffed, and then everyone believed the article. It was like, okay, fake news. Fake news. I think that's still my favourite set of any Jurassic movie is Lockwood's Manor, because I have an affinity for old school dinosaur stuff, and to see this old like wooden museum set up with all these dioramas depicting things like Dimetrodon and these really funky looking dinosaurs like Concavenator and all that sort of stuff. I just think that's really cool, and the bones in the middle. It's right up my alley. Okay, so let's merge that. Then we're going to open up do I have the front door? No, Time of Serpents. I still haven't seen the 2 remaining episodes of Primal. I will get on that. I keep forgetting. Whenever I finish these streams, we go off and do stuff. Yeah, I keep forgetting to do that. Thanks for reminding me. I will definitely check those out as soon as possible. Let's see. Do I have that frame as well? Oh, I do. Oh, look at this. There we go. So we're looking at this from a different angle now. Oh look, we've even got a chair here. So I can cut this chair out. This is old watercolours from episode 2. So what I can do actually is, because obviously there's been an explosion, if I turn this chair over, it will look like, you know, we had mess. That's what we can create. And I might actually cut one of these chairs out actually. To be all uneven and like destroyed. And then what I want to do now is cut out the building in the background. I just want to literally cut out like that. It doesn't really matter how deep, because that is going to be like maybe down a little bit, like so. And I'm just gonna get the color grey. I just realized there's no music playing. Shall we play some music? Yeah. Hello, Big Shark. How are we doing? Have you seen The Shallows, says Ellosaurus. Yes, I have. Yeah, it's pretty good. The Luxter says, I saw the Concavenator for the first time when I was working on a school assignment, and I was like, that thing looks awesome. It's been one of my favourite dinosaurs ever since. So, Tim, if you're in the chat still, Big Shark is a Dino-Defenders super fan. He has found secret dinosaurs that I put in episode 3. He's looking at all the background information, trying to suss out exactly what is going on in my head. Okay, so what we want to do now is also break these windows because they got smashed out by the explosion. David says, I wonder would it be what it would be like if you were making videos on your channel still? Do you mean what it would be like if I was making videos on my old channel? Is that what you meant? Yes, Big Shark also made custom figures as well, taking some of the Jurassic World toys and repainting them to be Dino-Defenders. I don't know if Tim's still there, but I just thought Tim might like to know that there is a Dino-Defenders super fan in the chat. Oh, on my old channel. I'll tell you this, if I was making videos on my old channel, they'd be pretty much exactly the same as this. Because I make whatever I want to make, and so the content on my old channel would just be the same as what you're watching right here, right now. It just, the difference is, the reason I left that channel is because there was just too much stuff on that channel where I'd used copyrighted material. And I was like, I want to start a new channel where I can be completely safe with my copyright. And this is before they introduced the whole, oh, you can make individual videos not monetized and have stuff on your what am I trying to say? They're like, you can make individual videos not monetized. So you can't get in copyright trouble. Like, your whole channel won't get taken down if you've got one video. And I was like, oh, so I could have kept my old channel, but at the same time, I'm glad I've got this new one because I prefer Pterodome way more than my old channel. The other channel was literally just my name and then some content on it, which was exactly the same as the sort of content I would be making. I'm making on here, so I don't really see a difference. You want to see those custom figures? I think I might have one here. Oh no, I don't have it. Oh well, I do have access to it, but I'd have to email it to myself. Luxter says, how did they get the DNA for Dino-Defenders and Dino-Defenders? Did they grind up bones to get the DNA that way? Also, maybe you explain that, I probably forgot. There is an explanation in episode 1 that hints towards how they got it, but I'm not going to go fully into detail just yet because, well, there may be more to the story than what's being told currently, and that's the sort of sentence that drives Big Shark mad. Okay, and then let's invert the background. Actually, no, let's put that as gradient overlay. Okay. Big Shark says, "Oh, trust me, I searched a long time for the hidden one. I always ask what you're getting at with this story." Well, see, I'll say this: there's details in the 3 episodes that are uploaded so far that I haven't even seen you pick up on yet. That give clues to what is coming in episode 4, what is revealed. And I'll give you a clue for something. There's details that there's like obvious ones where you're like looking at something and you're like, oh yeah, okay, that's like, take the dinosaur list for example. You'll be looking at that, but you'll miss something that's like right next to it. So you're like looking at that and going, oh yeah, this dinosaur list looks cool. This answers what dinosaurs are in the episode, but it's almost like a distraction. There's loads of things like that where you like, they might seem like decoration on sets and stuff where you're like, okay, that's just decorating the set, and then lo and behold, it's like a clue to something that's coming later. Right, so let's now change the It's funny because this shot I'm working on is going to be in the show for like a few seconds. What's your favourite Lost World T-Rex figure? The Thrasher T-Rex. The Thrasher T-Rex, which is actually, if I can show you, the Thrasher T-Rex is there. That's it, right there. It's up on the shelf behind me. I have above the TV, you can't see it, but the Red Rex is there, and the Thrasher T-Rex is there, right above the TV. Oh god, what have I done with this camera? There we go. The Luxter says it's funny that the mosquitoes in Amber Jurassic Park / World bit every popular dinosaur. Well, they do explain. I mean, yeah, that's kind of true, but also they do explain in Jurassic World. Gray talks about how they've been finding soft tissue in fossils. That's how they got the mosasaur DNA and stuff. So there is like other explanations for how they get DNA now in the Jurassic World films. Okie dokes. That's good. I'll actually just add a gradient overlay over this. We're going to do an orange. Convert that to a smart object. Just going to darken this. Just want to give a hint at like the inside of a room. Elitosaurus Rex says, "What's your favourite Godzilla film?" Maybe Godzilla vs Mechagodzilla 2 from the 90s. Or Godzilla 2014. No, actually no, I like the original. The originals. Why didn't that come to mind straight away? The original's the best. The original's the best, but my favourite is probably Godzilla vs Mechagodzilla 2. Yeah, from the 90s. Big Shark Nofad says, "When you mean hidden details, I'm wondering what it is exactly. This is making me want to rewatch everything." Oh no, so Big Shark, you wouldn't have to slow it down to see these details. They're there, plain as day. But it's like, what I mean is there's details that like, that when episode 4 is out, you're probably going to go back and watch the other episodes and be like, ah. And then be like, oh, how did I miss that? That was right in my face, and that sort of thing. Hopefully, anyway. But it's not like you're going to see these things and be like, oh, I've got the answers now. It's just, it's foreshadowing. So kind of like how the Into the Storm thing that you noticed the other day. Or was it you or Krask? Someone pointed out that Buzz is like, oh, let's worry about tomorrow, tomorrow this is the calm before the storm or whatever. It's like that foreshadowing. There's visual foreshadowing for stuff that's coming in episode 4. Okay, so let's now blur that background. Okay, now I just want to change the wood. Yeah, it was you. Yeah. Yeah, there's more things like that where it's like there's visual foreshadowing all the way back in episode 1 as well. Yes, I saw American History X years ago, David. Can't really remember much of it. Oh, that's what I was looking for. I'm just going to open up a file. I want... where is it? This one. See this tree? I'm going to use the wood from this tree. I need it to look a little bit more woody. Make it look a little bit more Tom Hanks Toy Story. Yeah, maybe I'll catch it when 4 comes out, says Big Shark. David says, opinion on Lord of the Rings trilogy. All good. Titan of Serpents. I even used to be afraid of dinosaur exhibits at museums because they would often play loud noises to go along with it. I was kind of scared of loud noises when I was little. When I was little, I was terrified of balloons. Like, I'd play with them, but anyone who started to pick one up to go and pop it, I would hate it. I hated the idea of the balloon pop. It doesn't bother me now, but like when I was a kid, I was like, when I was a little kid, when I was a tiny kid, I was like, oh no, the balloon pops. Loud noises. Okay, that's pretty darn good. Let me just add a shadow under that to separate it from the background. Might even use the dodge tool and highlight. Do highlights on the top. Because there's going to be water. Let's be like this. Are you guessing dinosaurs again, Big Shark? Or guessing animals, should I say. And then I'm just gonna do the brightness on that. David says, how would you fix the Alien franchise? I'd give Ridley Scott all he needs to finish David's story. To be like, you're going to give David an ending, the character of David an ending. What do you need? Here's a blank check. If I had control, I'd be like, I don't care about money losses. Just do whatever. Finish David's story. Freaky Boy John Dog says, hi everyone. I assume streams have now moved to Sunday schedule? No, during lockdown in the UK, I do them on Sundays 12 till 3 as well. So I do Tuesday streams, but during lockdown I'm also doing Sunday streams. I hope that helps clear up some things for you, boy. Alright, so let's maybe that's a little bit too... Big Shark is talking about Tan 15. I did a frame involving Tan 15 a couple of days ago, which I think you'll really like when you see it eventually. Okay, so now that's done, let's move on to the main thing. So I'm going to save this as Rose saved. Right, so now we're going to be doing some character stuff. So first we want... Oh, actually no. Well, we are doing character stuff, but I was about to open up a frame I don't need to open. This one, oh my god, it's like almost perfect. So we've got this frame here where Jude is attending to the Dimetrodon. Don't worry, the Dimetrodon's not in this shot. Jude is though. However, I need him to be the other way around. Okay, so we're going to use this frame to basically sort Jude out. Yeah, there's three animals, 4 including the Megalosaurus that you haven't seen yet in the series. Allosaurus says, I don't know if it's just me, but do you think Rexy the T-Rex will die in Jurassic World Dominion? I can't talk about Jurassic World Dominion really. You just have to wait and see what they do. And so will I. No, I think I said tan 15 is Tanastropheus as Titan of Serpents. But on the chart, it looks like it's too long a tail, but maybe. Well, you have to wait and see. You'll have to wait and see. So I'm trying to work out how I'm going to animate this, because Jude is going to be lifting Rose out of the water. And I kind of need to work out how his arm animation is going to go with what's needed in the background, because his arm's going to be a separate layer. It's going to be, his arms are going to be on the layer with Rose that I'm going to do next. But I just sort of need to work out how this is going to work, because it's going to look weird to begin with. Okay, don't need that because I'll get the colours for him from a daytime shot. Big Shark 9000 says, so Rose is drifting now. Well, yeah, this is, you know, those hospital bed scenes I did, or the backgrounds I did, they're set after this. This is like early on in the episode. So how I'm planning to do these shots is sort of that one way of putting it, the rescue of Rose is going to be like, you have a cut to black, and then it fades up and shows Jude lifting her out, and then fades to black again, fades up and she's being carried, and then fade to black again, and then fade up, and you know, she sees blurry images of Kate and people talking about her, and then fade to something else, if you know what I mean. Like what you see in like hospital shows when someone's been like knocked out and they're being taken to hospital, you usually see like the lights on the ceiling and stuff. So this shot is going to be like a shot of him lifting her out of the water, like they went and got her. Now I just, oh no, wait, gotta do his shoe. Okay, so now let's open up assets, characters. Is Jude in here? Yes, he is. Where is he? Bing plonk. There he is. It's just so I can get the colours right on him. R.I.P. Bill. Yep. R.I.P. Bill. Let's see that. Now you've said that, I just want to open it up. Where is it? Frames. There it is. There's Bill's demise. He goes. And you can see when it opens its mouthlet, you can see his head is in there. Like, and then even a little detail is if you watch the Megaraptor's throat, watch his throat carefully, you can see it swallows his head. So when you play it in full speed, it's like. And poor Bill just sliced his head off in his body. He's like, oh. Hello, Jurassic Unicast. Yeah. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to doing what we're doing. Oh, you caught the head part, but not the throat. Swallowed his head whole. And just pinched his head off like it was nothing. Right, let's add Jude's stubble. Oh yeah, the thing about Jude in episode 4, and I was thinking as a kind of like joke, a kind of funny gag in the series, is that now he's gonna constantly have like a red side of his face where the Endoraptor, what am I talking about, the Megaraptor slapped him. So I just need to find one of the frames where are we looking? Trying to find one of the frames where we're with him. Here we go. So we've got this frame here, like where he's got that side of his face where the tail slapped him. So I kind of like the idea of that he has this like pink side of his face. There you go, you can just about see it. Okay, so we'll get all the colour down on Jude. And also an interesting part of this is, I don't know how much I'm going to get done of it today, but Rose is going to be lifted out and she's going to be dripping wet, like, because obviously she's been pulled from the water, so I need to draw animation cells of water dripping off her. Jurassic Unicast says, so how many more frames are you looking at before the episode's finished, roughly? Oh, God. I see, this is the thing. I don't even know how many frames it's going to take to finish this episode. There was like 180 odd in the last episode. And I'm on I'm on frame 20 something at the moment, but you can't really call it. It's like I just don't know how many frames it's actually going to take until it's done. It'll just be done when it's done. So, but it's going to be a long while as yet because I'm working on a lot of animation in this episode. One of the frames I'm working on right now behind the scenes has, and Big Shark might like this, has nearly 15, up to 15 dinosaur characters being animated on screen at once. So it's a lot. So I don't quite understand. Well, I don't understand. I can't comprehend the time it's going to take to make it, because that one frame that's going to last like a few seconds of animation is going to take me weeks to complete, because obviously I've got to make sure that I can look after the baby, I've got to go to work, I've got to have social life, I've got to have relaxation time, all this sort of stuff, and you can't do that with a baby. So this episode is going to take a long time to come out, I foresee. Titan Surf says, do you storyboard these before starting work on them? I storyboard crucial scenes. So like the one I'm working on right now, I didn't storyboard. I've had it in my head for, God, it must be like years now. I was like, I know I'm going to have this shot of Rose coming out of the water being pulled out, and it's going to be like a brief shot. So I didn't need to storyboard that. But I do storyboard a lot of it. Actually, I can kind of show you something quickly. I know it's going to take me longer to do, but let me pull up this window, and I can show you. I've got my book. This is where this has everything in it. So this has the first ever drawing of the Megaraptor from 2016, the first ever doodle I did in it. It's got the first ever drawing of Rose. Well, actually, the first ever one was this one, where she was called Eleanor Rockford, which was a real doodle I did on this scrappy bit of paper, but then I finalised her look there. So I'll show you the one from episode 3. So here you go. You've got you got like them in the cart. I don't know how focused this is going to be, but like you can see the ones I've ticked. There's like the alarm going off. There's like Buzz and Kevin looking confused playing pool. There's Turner talking. They're all ticked off, and then you've got like shots of all the characters here. Car going past, the pilots pulling up to the petri dish, the thing landing. It's almost like frame by frame exactly what went into it. You see, this is like the end of episode 3. They're all ticked after I do it, and then the helicopter takes off. It says the shot of the clouds emerging, and then the next page is actually the watercolor I used for that big shot where the lightning strikes the helicopter. That's in this book. And then you'll notice when we go to the next frames, they get even more scrappy in design. But look, there's loads of shots I didn't use. Like I didn't use a shot of Rose falling into the water, because I thought it'd be enough to see Kate's eyes like follow her down. Didn't show all the shots of the tower falling, and you're definitely not seeing that page. And there's like another shot I omitted of more of the tower falling, but I didn't think I needed it. There's another shot of Kate with Jude running in the background. I didn't think I need that shot. There's some shots I do, and then so like, here's a good idea. Here's a good example. So like, there's the shot of Buzz talking to the radio with Kevin in the background, and then the thing slams, and then I was going to have a shot of Buzz turning around, but I thought it'd actually be more impactful if we just cut to see the thing cut in half, the whole thing that he's in, so you didn't need that. And there was also going to be a shot of Hank and oh my god, Victor trying to get back in the building as the thing falls. But yeah, and that's like the storyboards at the end of episode 3. And then but obviously I can't show you this in detail, like in focus, but for example, I'm going to show you this blurred, and in the background, right, I'm going to actually make this small, because this is like all of the plot of episode 4. So I don't want it so you can read it. So I'm going to put the camera back. But for example, this is episode 4 in its entirety. This and this notes like what's going to happen. And I've only ticked the first box. These are in different boxes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 boxes of what's going to happen scene-wise, and I've only ticked 1. So, there's a lot. There's a lot going on. But what I plan to do at the end of all this is for the Patreons who paid, you know, the higher tiers, they'll get a copy of the making of book that I'll work on once this is done. And then I might release it at a certain price later down the line for everyone else if they want to get a copy of the making of Dino-Defenders, because it's going to go into like all the character designs, and I'll go into way more detail about why I did certain things. Never not so clever at this is enhance. I've been thinking about episode 5 a lot recently, because that's the one, like, I know how I want it to end, but it's getting the characters in certain positions so that the ending works. And I'm still trying to suss out how I'm going to do some of that episode. I'm confident it'll be all right when I get to it, but there's a lot I need to balance with it. Yeah, there's like stuff that didn't work out in that book, Titan of Serpents. He says it's always fun to see the process behind the creation of things you love. So like there's storyboards in there from the beginning of episode 2 where like Wesley is the one being chased by the Dimetrodon, not Hunter. And as he's about to get like attacked by this Dimetrodon, John jumps out in this sort of like suit, this sort of armoured suit thing, and wrestles the Dimetrodon to the ground. And that was from an earlier idea where I was like, oh, you know, the Dino-Defenders are going to be this group of people who are like defending the dinosaurs from the genetic horrors that Rose is putting upon them. And then I was like, no, you know what, that's too obvious. It needs to be better. And that's when this was early on when I hadn't even finished episode 1 yet. I was like, actually, you know what, I need to work out who the Dino-Defenders are. And then I came up with this idea that was so rich, in my opinion, compared to anything else, that I was like, oh my word, that's what I'm going to do. And just luckily for myself, I'd placed some things in episode 1 that linked to this new idea, and I was like, actually, you know what? That's perfect. That was kind of accidental foreshadowing. So it'll make me look good, like I did plan it from the beginning. Okay, so let's get this guy's trousers on the game. No, I'm not so clever at this. So what you're saying is mecha is not out of the question. No, I'm not. There is no suit in this. Basically, to cut a long story short, the suit idea, the idea of getting in sort of armor to take on the dinosaurs, that turned into Calypso, that robot thing that Faye and Ruby are working on in their work shed, or in their garage. Or in the dock, as they call it, I believe. David says, not counting the streams, how much do you work on this? Not as much as I used to, because I've got the baby. So aside from the streams, it's very little. On Fridays, I do get to work a bit on it for a good number of hours. But no, not as much as I used to. So that's why it's going to be like kind of little steps to eventually get to the end. But because I've honed the creation process, I can actually get a lot more of this done quicker than I used to. Because like I did a minute ago with this frame, I knew I needed Jude kneeling down, and then I knew I'd already drawn him kneeling down, so all I had to do was take that drawing and trace it, so then it wouldn't be pixelated or whatever. It could be as good quality as it needed to be. But that means I've actually cut down a lot of the time trying to get his stance right when I knew I'd already done it. So it's just things like that. And plus, obviously, there's a lot of characters and stuff that I'm not drawing in this episode. Who are dead. R.I.P. Bill and John and Doc and the pilots. And the base as well is completely different. It's all smashed. So, but that's why I'm also trying to get a lot of the backgrounds done first. Because if I get the backgrounds done, then it is literally just working on character stuff, and that's always fun, and doesn't take as long as doing backgrounds. Actually, tell a lie, that might take longer doing character stuff, but like once the background's done, it you know, the real fun begins, let's put it that way. I was almost planning on doing a spoiler stream where I'd be working on the frame that I'm working on outside of this, but I would actually just I'd blur Photoshop so you wouldn't see it while I'm working on it. But then I thought that's not really entertaining for everyone unless I blurred it just enough so you could kind of make out what's going on, but not see its specifics. So maybe I'll do something like that in the future going forward with these streams, because there's so much work to do. It's like it's almost going to be impossible for me to not do that, unless I just don't stream. But then I want to keep you guys updated with what I'm doing, so that's a bridge I'll cross when I get to it. Do you think Jurassic Park Aftermath can ever come out? What is Jurassic Park Aftermath? Lord Pretty Margot says, "Hey man, how you doing?" Good. How are you? Doing well. Titan of Serpent says, "I have a concept art book that's all for the Monsterverse movies. So far, I'm asking for the Joe Duncan making of JP and Lost World books for Christmas." Nice. Big Shark says, "Oh, that would be a big tease, especially if it has to do with Tan 5 or the Megalosaurus. Tan 15. Yeah, I mean, the one that I was going to do today, I was like, oh, that would be to do with Tan 15. But I was kind of thinking, how could I do that and make it interesting for you guys? Because you would just see like a blur of colour, but you wouldn't actually see the specifics, so it might not be interesting. I don't know if maybe I'll try it Tuesday to see if it works as a stream, like a one-off. If it does, then it'll be fun, because then we can do all the really juicy scenes later on as streams, but keep it hidden. So we'll see. I'm just worried about you guys actually seeing what's behind it. So. What's behind the blur? Used to be Sabu Boy. By the way, I got bored of that name. Oh, okay. I'll call you Lord. Hello, Lord. It's the Lord. Alright, so there's Jude basically done. I just want to go in and correct some of the mistakes that have happened along the way. Big Shark says, what you should do is just have an image of the tail I found, and we don't actually see it. How does this look if I then put the background in? I'll see, that's better. No, not so clever at this. Says, for the spoiler streams, you could cover the spoilers with some JP gameplay footage. I can happily donate a few hours of filler footage from the Telltale game or something. I mean, that's an idea. Yeah, that is. But I'm just worried that it would just confuse people who wander into the streams. You know, they'll be like, what is going on here? Like, I'm watching a game, but they're not talking about it. They're talking about something else, or I don't know. I don't know if that would just be confusing. I kind of like the idea of the blur, like have it really blurred, so it's like almost impossible to see what's actually going on, but you can see the movement. And then a little spoiler sticker over it or something, so it's like, you know. Okay, so Jude is basically done for the time being, and now what I want to do is Kate's not in this, is she? Kate is in another file. Kate's in this one. Much bigger file. No, I think I'll actually do Rose first. Yeah, I don't need that. And I don't need that, not for the time being. Open up Rose. Here we go. So now what we want is this one. So Rose is going to be about that big. So I'm going to tilt her head like so. Now we're going to do new layer, lines. Jurassic Park Aftermath was this fan game. What was your question again? Do you think can ever come out? I don't know. Monster of Monsters said, wait, you never said one of your characters could fly. Rose didn't fly, she fall with style. So we want her to have an ear. What's her ear shape like? Oh, it's that backwards G, isn't it? It's like that. And then actually I'm gonna put her cheeks down. Her glasses have obviously fallen off. Big Shark says, so we're not going to see a burnt dock or dead corpse of John. No, there they are, evaporated. Rose looks very much dead, says Big Shark. Actually, I'll do our eyebrows in a minute. she's going to be... Maybe some body parts. Well, we're not really going to see the water. That's the problem. There's only this shot, really. I don't know. I don't think I will be able to fit it in. I'll have to wait and see if I do find time to put something like that in. He's lifting her up. So his... Okay, so his... Change this song. Despite being known for so long, I'm surprised the Megalosaurus hasn't been featured in more dinosaur stories. I mean, it was one of the first dinosaurs to be discovered after all. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the reasons why I chose it. I was like, the Megalosaurus... I mean, it was one of those statues at Crystal Palace Park, for Pete's sake. Now I can take Rose. It's like a ghost watching herself. Oh, I'm being pulled out of the water. Oh, look at me go. So I'm doing her as a layer like this, where Jude is pulling her out, so I need her to be basically up here like there, so then I can make sure I get the feet right. Yeah, those statues are cool, Titan Serpents. My wife and I, we went to Crystal Palace and saw them a number of years ago, and it was really creepy because that was before they got renovated, and so they were just covered in moss and looking really sorry for themselves. Wait, how have I drawn Rose's hands before? She's got those like gnarly fingers. Maybe I do need to go down. She looks like she's got some sort of like alien hand there. Keep that going. Oh no. Get her fingers looking Rose is part beetle confirmed. Yeah, I put the beetle on there because that's like what inspired her look. Like her the look of her top. She's meant to look like a beetle. A bug. You know, she opened, that's how she survived, you know. She opened her top and there was wings under there and she flew off. Hello, Dr. Aaron Cooler. He says, paint harder. I know who you are. You can't tell me how to paint. Get out of here. Get out of here. Shoo. Psst. 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 Okay, so this old lady has seen better days. Paint softer? Okay, so let's get her colour on. I'm now imagining Rose flying. Says the Luxter. Oh, you know what? Actually, I made a mistake. I want to have one of her sleeves really like rolled down so it doesn't look so perfect. Dishevelled, yeah, dishevelled old sleeve. We've got this nice music playing in the background for this like image of this old lady who's like been to hell and back. Yeah, that's better. And okay, let's add the colour in. She doesn't have to look perfect. She's meant to be all like beaten up, and I'm going to add some other stuff. Dunked like a forgotten digestive. David asks, what you think about The Last Dinosaur from the 70s? Is that... I don't know if I've seen that. The Last Dinosaur? Doesn't ring a bell. Fire up the cloner, we're going to need another replacement Rose, says Never Not So Clever at This. Fire up the cloner. I'm going to put different music on for the last hour. Put on some Christmassy music. If it will play. Yeah. What's your favourite Chinese food, says David? King prawn chow mein. Aaron Cooler says, I like to think of Rose as the Rose from Rosie and Jim fame. She is a puppet who became this genetic, or this scientist obsessed with genetics. Time of Sub says, since we're talking about Barracuda earlier, what other Jaws rip-offs do you know of? There's one about the orca. Crocodile, Toby Hooper's Crocodile from, is it 1999? That has a lot of Jaws rip-off moments in it. Orca, yeah. And Barracuda, though. I'm going to check out Barracuda. Piranha and Piranha 2, The Spawning, are good ones. No, by good ones, I mean rip-offs. Gary Pfeiffer says, what's going on? I thought we only did this Tuesdays. During lockdown, I'm also doing live streams on Sundays. We've only done one. This is the second Sunday we did a live stream. So during this silly second lockdown in the UK, on Sundays I'll be... Because I've been furloughed from my job, so basically I would be at work right now usually, but since I've got the day free... and I'm sat at home, you know, I've negotiated some time so I can do some live stream. But we're also doing live streams on Tuesday still, so she lands in the water. What water? Says Gary Pfeiffer. I love it's like, what water? Let me show you. I've got this frame here. You know this big body of water right here, where the waterfall's coming down? And the helicopter is just above it? Delta Flamestorm says, is this a flashback or did you just spoil that she somehow survives the helicopter crash? She fell out of the helicopter. We have that shot in episode 3. Where is it? This one. They're spinning around over the water, and she flew out. Whee! So she wasn't in the helicopter. And then the next frame shows what is it? Shows both Jude and Kate. If you watch their eyes, they both go down. So like they're following Rose falling into the water. Might actually take this off so I can do her hair the same colour, but because it's white it's going to be hard to see. Never not so clever at this is. Don't forget to smash that like button and make sure you ring that bell. You're gonna have to rewatch episode 3 when this comes out, says Delta. Yeah, you should rewatch it right now. Go watch episode 3 right now. I'm kidding. Smash that like button and go watch episode 3 right now. Big Shark says her hair should be sagging. Isn't that what it's doing? That. It's all spiky on the right hand side, and I've drawn it sagging on the drawing I'm colouring in right now. There's a lot more details I'm going to add to Rose. She's not going to be just peachy like she just had a nice dive. Never not so clever this is. Oh no, she lost her glasses. I bet she can. It's discount sagging. You see, like you got the spikes here where they're all spiked up, and then here they're all like down, like. Ugh. Six out of 10 dive, says Luxter. Big Shark says he's spent enough time watching episode 3. Yes, you have, man. You've definitely watched that more than enough. Neffin out says, plot twist, she gets rescued only for it to be eaten by one of the episode's new dinosaurs. You spoiled the whole thing, Neffin! No, I'm kidding. Darren Cool says, double plot twist, she eats the dino. David says, is your favourite Netflix original movie Marriage Story? No, I've never seen it. My favourite Netflix original thing that they produced was the Dark Crystal series. I thought that was really well done. And it's a shame that they cancelled the next series, but luckily they did give the first series a full-on ending, as far as I remember. Like, it ended in a way that you didn't need to make any more, so luckily we're not just left hanging on a storyline. As far as I remember, there wasn't anything like that. That Norwich Christmas one. Yeah. Loads of films being filmed in Norwich now. Yeah, the Castlevania series is pretty good. I've only watched the first series though. I know there's like a third one on there now. Thing is though, whenever I get any spare time, I'm making my own series. I haven't really got time to watch stuff. Holiday. Oh god. So let's get a rose. This is colour done. Never Not So Clever. This says, for some reason I picture Rose as a frumpy Agatha Christie. I imagine if I was to cast Rose in... obviously, if time and space wasn't a problem, so I could get this actress at the exact right age. I mean, she's a lot older now. But I would get... oh, God, what's her name? From Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Or... oh, I think she did Murder, She Wrote. Forget the actress's name now. I used to know it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't want to Google it. I want to work it out. What's her name? Jude would be Jason Statham. No. He's too big for Jason Statham. Jason Statham's a little bit too thin. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito would play Rose. Oh, that's killing me now. What's this actress's name? The Luxor says, quick question. Do you think the eggs that Dr. Grant finds in Jurassic Park are raptor eggs or Gallimimus eggs? Because there's 2 free-toed footprints. And I always thought they were galley eggs. They are raptor eggs. 100% they're raptor eggs. Dwayne Johnson could be Jude. I wouldn't want Dwayne Johnson to be in this. Not because I don't like Dwayne Johnson, but I don't think he's Jude if I was to cast it. But I can see what you mean by like the body type and all that. Okay, and then we just want to get... oh, bugger. Oh no, actually I need that. Rid of that colour. You know they're raptor eggs because they're inside the raptor paddock when he finds them, and also the footprints match the adult's footprints, the adult raptor footprints that we see going away from their pen when Muldoon and Ellie are about to go to the power shed or are heading that way. Yeah. I was saying yes to the Luxter, who says the raptor eggs are now from where the big one and the other 2 raptors moved out of their original paddock. Yes, yeah. Okay, so let's... I always say okay, so, and then I see something that needs tweaking. Time of Service says, so obviously you're doing a lot of digital work, and I'm going to start working digitally a little bit, and I pretty much know what I want to do. But I was wondering what you use. I use Photoshop, and the tablet I use is called a Huion, Huion, Huion. And that's it. And a computer to work off of. Oh, bless me. Oh. Oh no, it's the vid. Thank you, David. Yeah, it is a holding pen. Dr. Aaron Cooler's correct. It is a small pen the Raptors are in Jurassic Park, but it's a holding pen until they, I guess, they make their other pen bigger or more secure somehow. That was the impression I got. Time of Service says, do you use a mouse to draw? I actually do use a mouse sometimes with a combination of the trackpad on a laptop, but I use a Huion, what I just mentioned a few seconds ago, a drawing pad. I'm using this to draw. Yakro says, have you seen the Jurassic Park novel Dilophosaurus scene? Is that on YouTube? If so, yes, I have. Hello, Facts and Theories with George. Nice to see you. It says, eee! The review's going to be delayed. Moving house. Got to get a quarter of the way through recording. Scared the crap out of me. Oh, wait, that's the Acro's talking now. Oh, yeah, Facts and Theories. I'm looking forward to that review. Are you reviewing episode 1 only, or are you going through the first 3 episodes now that those 3 are out? I'm not kidding. I do YouTube search every now and then, like Dino-Defenders, just to see if anyone's made any sort of video on it, reviewing it or whatever. Just see if I can catch your review, but yeah. The Luxter says also, I was wondering, do you think about those eggs hatching before the raptors were moved to New Pen, or do you think the galleys took care of the eggs at all like they were their own eggs? The galleys had nothing to do with those eggs, the Luxter. I don't know where this idea that the Gallimimus have anything to do with those eggs has come from. Like, what the hell? The galleys are in a completely separate part of the island. And I believe they hatched before the raptors were moved. Leslie Jones doing Rose's voice. Oh god, no. Lawrence of Arabia is an amazing film. Yeah, Dr. Aaron Kula says that. Factory says, I have done episode 1 review and I may do episode 2 in the same video. Ooh, nice. Nice. Let's see about getting this right for Jude. So now we want a new layer, and all I want to do is save it as arm, and we're going to have Jude's arm. Oh, actually, Jude's shoulder needs to be a separate layer. Okay, so like so that's going to be a layer right near the top. Save it as shoulder, and we are going to like so. Might actually add the thicker line around the bottom of it. Betty White as Rose. Now you're talking. Never not so clever at this says, wait, hang on, Jack. If the raptors laid the eggs before being moved, then are you operating from the book canon? Do you think that these were wild raptors? I think it's left ambiguous because the filmmakers really just wanted to conclude the plot of the breeding line that Malcolm was saying earlier. And in one way, you could look at that as a sort of, in hindsight, setup for the Lost World, you know, because the whole question Hammond wants answered, or one of the questions Hammond wants answered from the team that goes there in the Lost World, is how are the dinosaurs breeding and all that sort of stuff. But obviously they're wild raptors because they were born without the knowledge of Hammond and everyone. So okay, so we've got the shoulder. Now we want the arm, and we want to just get the same line. And what we want is get rid of the shoulder, get rid of Jude, get rid of that. So we're literally just going to have this stump. How old would a raptor need to be to breed, says Dr. Aaron Cooler. It would need to be 36.7 months old. I have no idea, man. They're not real. They're fictional animals in a movie. Do I look like an expert on this sort of thing? Okay, so now look, we've got the arm there. So now when I bend it down, actually, edit, we need to, so it will start like there, and then in animation we can bend it up with her, so it looks like he's lifting her out of the water. Okay, so yeah, that's the final shot. Now, so let's finish Rose. Go in and, oh, good God, don't get in that close. I need to add in some details now. Get our old wrinkly fingers on there. So she's going to have, oh my God, it's messy up here. So obviously Rose has these big pupils. So she, because I based her sort of eyes are meant to look like those sort of old 1920s cartoon eyes, kind of. You know how they have those eyes that are like that shape. You know, that was what I was sort of in the inspiration. Get her looking all messed up. And we want her her lip to be sort of like open, like bleh. like she is all messed up. Titan of Serpent says, I looked up images for Dino-Defenders Extreme and clicked on an image with the title Divine Retribution, and it has a picture of Mickey Mouse, and I'm absolutely losing it right now. Really? Interesting. Maybe the big mouse is eyeing up Dino-Defenders. It wants to buy it for Disney Plus, and then you'll get none of the blood, none of the swearing, none of the drug taking, none of the cool stuff that makes it more adult. Now she does have under her eyes, she has kind of puffy. Rose is a babe, says Dr. Aaron Cullen. Never not so clever at this. Is Rose is single. Turns out Rose is just tripping balls. Facts and Theory says you could do a whole trivia series on Dino-Defenders. Hello, Zool. Who says, she'd be like, dudes, I'm high as a kite right now. She was high as a kite and then she fell into the water. Derek Paul says, I can't help but laugh at Rose's face. She's like, meh. What happened? Okay, so now I'm going to just grab this and we're going to darken her clothes because they're meant to be wet. We'll do a patch on the shoulder here. Big Shark says, I was going to make a video about the hidden dinosaur, but the stream is bare. You should make one of those like really clickbaity, like hidden dinosaur found kind of thing. What was I going to do? Just click this. And I was going to use a white, like a light white colour. Rose has seen better days. Did dude just get slapped silly? Oh yes, he got slapped right in the face by the Megaraptor. No, I haven't watched Blood of Zeus yet. Aaron, Aaron Cooler. Dr. Aaron Cooler. Zool says, Neil, she'd be like, what's the similarities between a Rubik's Cube and a Ding Dong? Nothing. They got harder the longer you play with them. See you later, the Luxter. Cheers for coming by. Orange Mega Raptor bad, says Aaron Cooler. Yeah. Oh god, now his face is going to melt, isn't it? Says Never Not So Clever at This. No, his face is not going to melt. But I know why you're saying that. Now I want to do a big bump on her head, so I might actually make it even bigger. Rose, I'm melting. Big Shark says, Jack, how do you feel about the bots you got from last title name, the last room? That was really annoying. That's what it was. It was so annoying. I don't know why I didn't think to anticipate it. You know, you name your stream Big Meaty Sausage. Of course, the algorithm's going to be like, porn sites. Here's one you can go. You know, exploit. Okay, so we were talking about Big Meaty Sausages in the live stream, and then got loads of porn stuff come up when I named the stream Big Meaty Sausage, and I don't know why I didn't anticipate it, so I had to remove the title. It was really annoying because we were just getting loads of like comments underneath like, hey, hello, and it was all these like porn sites with no subscribers. I don't know what the point was though. It's like just spam. Okay, so I'm just gonna edit Jude's arm. Do the lighting on Jude now. Well, they weren't even sending links to sites, Zul. They were literally just saying things like hello and, you know, love this stream and all this sort of stuff. And it's like... But it was the same comment with like all these emoji hearts and stuff. And it's like... I don't know. It was just annoying. I might change it back to Big Meaty Sausage after a while and see if the algorithm forgets about it after a while. But I don't know. It's a shame you can't have jokes anymore. She does look dead, doesn't she? Okay, and now I just want to do a big like that, and even on the arm. I don't know if I'll have time to do the rest because we've only got 15 minutes, but basically what I want to do is have who have we got here? No. Need liaison. No, I don't have his... Really, I don't have his full body. Didn't I do a full body shot? No. Sisters. Yeah. Oh my god, these are like half finished. Oh, characters 24. That's where I put... where is she? There she is. Faye lights out. There we go. So I can get Faye stood in the background, but we just want her legs. And then we want where is he? Do we have him on this one? We do, but I need the back of him. Where is he? There's so many characters in this file. Perfect. So this is just rough, but I'll put this as lines again. But basically, it's going to be that I'm just going to do this roughly. But Hank is the one who basically he's going to have his head like here, and his shoulder like here. Basically putting Hank in the water because he's the one who went and swam out and got her, basically. That's the idea. Big Shark 9000 says, so Hank or someone else knows anything about medicine? You'll have to wait and see. And I mean, Kate knows a little bit, but yeah, you'll have to wait and see. I don't really want to say anything about anything really. I'll keep it all a secret. Because Rose seems pretty messed up. Oh yeah, they'll be able to. Well, I don't want to say anything. Rose is pretty messed up. I can actually even use Hank here. I could pretty much use this. Oops. I mean, I'll say this: like, there's no one on the base who can really fix Rose. But no, I'm not going to say anything. Not going to say anything. No, you're not going to get me. That's not how it works. No, no, no. Sorry, I'm just concentrating because we're in the last few minutes. His cigarette stayed dry. What would you even do if someone did bring back dinosaurs? I'd want to see one in real life. See what all the fuss is about. I'm one of these people who believes I don't think the chaos that Malcolm worries about in Jurassic Park would actually happen in real life. I think humans are better than they are in those movies at controlling stuff. Dr. Aaron Kula says, have you read through The Dark and the Dawn? I hear it's got some interesting dino-related content. Yes, I have read that. I haven't read it since 2012 when it came out. Maybe I'll give it a reread soon to see if it holds up. Or see if it's a load of old pish-posh. A load of old tosh. No, I wouldn't have Emma Thompson in this. Emma Watson, sorry, is Kate. Kate's older than Emma Watson. And I'd want someone who's maybe a better actress. I don't find Emma Watson to be as amazing an actress as other people might think. Sorry, Emma, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Doodle-doo, doodle-doo. Things will never be the same. Okay, we've got 5 minutes before I end the stream, so I'm just going to see if I can get this done. If I can get him done, then I can animate this off air, and that'll be this frame done. Never Not So Clever at This, thank you so much for the $5 donation. That is most kind of you. Says, thanks for the stream, Jack. Much appreciated. Hopefully Rose will get that Tylenol. Catch you on Tuesday. Thank you very much, man. That's most kind of you. Maybe that's what I should call the stream. Rose needs that Tylenol. Rose needs Tylenol. And then I'll get all the Tylenol spam people coming in. Want to buy some Tylenol? You look like you need some Tylenol. You better have some Tylenol in your life, son. Okay, so let's merge those. It's going to go in because he's a little bit messy, this guy, in terms of how clear he is. 3 minutes and counting. I don't like when we get to the end of a stream. Feels sad. Wait, how's his top? It's got one little circle button. Just never end it then. Oh. If I could, I would. Change his expression. And change the lighting on him here. It really does get sad, but when the stream comes out, I'll definitely rewatch it. Yeah, it wasn't as eventful a stream as like last time with the silliness or anything, but you know, you got to see some interesting stuff about what's going to happen with episode 4. I should really stop it now, but I just can't stop it. Just get this guy looking at Rose. I'm just going to go a little bit. You've got me saying Nitiri. Actually, Jack, if you're still there, Dr. Aaron Cooler, if you're still in the chat, do you remember Nitiri? Okay, so I think I'm pretty much done here with that, and then just gonna add some water dripping off his arms. See, I knew he did. Annoying our friend Tom with constantly saying Nitiri. We were talking about that last stream. I was talking about how we changed all the sounds on his laptop to Nitiri. He's gonna have a shiny head because he's all Been in the water. Okay, so he goes like, I guess he can go like that. And Faye, they can all be merged. And even with Jude, and even with the background. Okay, so we're done. There we go. I'll animate this off air, but there we go. We've got Jude pulling Rose out of the water with Hank looking on. Maybe I'll add Kate in the background here. Maybe, I don't know, because you're not really gonna. No, maybe I will. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Yeah, the startup music. Dr. Aaron Cooler, yeah, when he turned his laptop on. Anyway, thank you very much for coming by, everyone. And cheers again, Never Not So Clever at This, for the super chat. And I will catch you guys on Tuesday at 12 o'clock UK time. See you then. Bye-bye.